If you're a parent, you know kids get ravenous in the afternoons. They really do need to get an early dinner if they have evening sports.
That's right. So here with some nutritious ideas in our Kitchen Saver Kitchen is our friend Jenny from the Lunchbox Mafia. How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
We're so good. Glad you're joining us. Okay, so you are a mama too, and so you know all about this, right?
Yeah.
You know, the afternoons, the evenings can be quite busy, maybe going right from school into athletics, and you need, you know, nutritious meal, a snack, something.
Fuel,
yes,
good fuel.
Fuel you.
Yeah.
What should we do?
So I know that my daughter, from experience, my daughter, she's, you know, done weightlifting this year. Her boyfriend and, you know, my husband coaching wrestling.
Yeah.
We deal with a lot of, you know, the kids and talking to them about, you know, eating.
Yeah.
So one of the things that, you know, he talks about a lot and works for my daughter was just getting a really good solid meal about 4 hours before her activities. So
Okay, I like
something
that.
over here like this.
Right here?
Yeah, you know, we eat a lot of chicken and rice and adding some veggies in there like steamed broccoli or whatever they like. You gotta definitely meet them where they, you know, where they are.
For sure.
But something like that, and then you can add some avocado for a healthy fat. But yeah, super simple, easy to get down, you know, and then that should be a few hours before, right?
Okay. Yep.
And then a lot of this stuff we meal prep a lot, so that's why, you know, you have it ready. They can come home, eat it. I've even brought it to a meet in a thermos, you know, so they can eat it,
Sometimes
you know,
you gotta
before
make it
their
work,
meet.
right? Like, eat it on the go. Yes.
Yeah. And then, for example, in weightlifting, you know, there's different, there's several lifts throughout the meet, and then the same in wrestling. There's several matches in a meet. So in between, this is where you want to get, you want them to get some good carbs.
For sure.
So, and you know, a lot of people, it's important to get protein, obviously, but in between, that's where they're gonna fuel up. So simple things like this that you can actually bring with you or they can have in their bag. Like a good example is an easy snack like this would be a piece of fruit, a banana, an applesauce, easy to get down, and then some kind of like protein bar or snack bar.
Okay.
These are really great. And again, this is grab and go stuff. This, you know, this works for us on all kinds of road trips and everything.
For sure, yeah.
Same thing over here. Instead of a banana, you do, you know, 2 mandarins, same thing, an applesauce and maybe like a handful of pretzels.
Okay, I
You
like
know,
that.
so it's a good combination of carbs, something that's gonna, that they're gonna enjoy, you know.
Or maybe like even some nuts, like, right? Like a handful of
Totally,
almonds
trail
or
mix.
cashews, trail mix. Yeah,
That's a good one. And you can grab those packs to go. Or, you know, you buy in bulk or you take your, you know, regular food that you have at home and pack them in, you know, little lunch boxes like this.
divide
So,
it,
you know,
Great. I love these, like how you do these.
yeah, and the stainless steel travels really well.
Yeah, it
so again, you know, I like the eggs because it's a super quick, super easy protein. You know, some carrots for something fresh, but that, you know, breakfast bar, protein bar, whatever. Same thing over here. Some snack cheese where there's so many different versions now. But again, a handful of pretzels or whole wheat crackers. You know, something like that is gonna just, you know, really keep them satisfied. And then definitely, you know, save like the pizza and the nachos and all that for a celebration after, because you don't want them struggling during a meet. You know what I mean? So, and the most important thing is like you know, eating whole foods, but also hydrating.
Hydration,
Oh, they love their cups.
Yeah. Fill up the cups, you know, if bottled water's your thing, you know, grab a bunch, make sure you always have some on hand. And then remind them to keep this so they can refill it, you know. That if they don't have one of these, they can totally just refill the bottle. But, you know, I know we talk a lot about Celsius and just caffeine in general, which, you know, a little perk is fine as long as you're still doing the whole foods and you're hydrating normally, because you don't want them to be, you know, depend on
that caffeine.
That boost when, you know, you can really be supplementing with just really good whole foods.
Real whole foods. I love that.
And these are great for summer camps too, because you know, I have high school athletes, but there's a lot of littles that are getting ready for a lot of activity.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I know it's hard, and I know a lot of kids, like, they don't like sandwiches, so then it's like, what do you do? But these, you know, a few of these can make a good lunch.
And it totally, and you know, something like this again, and a whole wheat, a little wrap or like a pita pocket. You know, it's less dense. I think it's easier for them to get down. They, you know, and these fruit roll-ups, these are, you know, a really good little treat that they enjoy, but these are great. And then, you know, again, you can just add a little packet of hummus if you want to just add just a nice protein boost. But, you know, keeping them full, getting them, you know, foods that they like, and make sure they're energized for all their activities.
Yeah, ready to go. And I like this. You put this little sweet treat in here, but there's no added sugar for that.
Yeah, it's all real fruit, you know, and there's so many good options now, you know, so you can really stock up on some things that you can feel good about giving to the kids.
Yes, and my tip would be start when they're little, getting these good foods, so that way when they're, it's hard to switch them when they're older.
Right.
They've been
Eating early.
Yes.
Judy, always good seeing you. We appreciate
Thank you so
it.
much. I love seeing you guys.
Happy Mother's Day a few days late.
Late Mother's Day. I know, it's so good having you back too. Like
so
this week
cool.
too. We love it.
Thank
So for
you.
more lunch, snack, or meal ideas, you can head to Ginny's Instagram. Just search Lunchbox Mafia.